Okay, so we're recording. Let me share my screen with you guys and we will get started. Okay, so here we go. So today we're talking all about challenge groups, which I'm really excited about um, for a lot of different reasons. So if you guys know a little bit of my background, I got started with Beachbody 3.5 years ago. I had been looking for some sort of opportunity to get started in some type of home business, but everything was like so sketchy, especially back then. And so Natania, if Natania is your coach, she is my coach too. She's the one that actually got me into this business, and I'm so thankful that she did because it's totally changed my life. But back then, when I signed up, challenge groups had kind of just gotten their start with Beachbody. They were pretty new. And so because I came on as someone who already wanted to build the business, I never even went through a challenge group. And so that was really, I now in hindsight, obviously I know, like I wish that I would have gone through a full challenge group. I just kind of got thrown in and had to figure out like how to run a challenge group because Natania was a brand new coach. I was a brand new coach. We really didn't know what we were doing at this time. Um, and so it took me probably seriously like 2.5 years to figure out how to run challenge groups, being totally honest with you guys. I really struggled with challenge groups. I wanted to run them, like I wanted to get good people in them, but I could just not figure out how to make them effective, how to make them work, how to get people engaged, how to get people results on top of that. Like I really struggled with it. And it was because I never went through one myself and had that experience. Like I didn't know what to do. So like in the beginning of my Beachbody career, I just remember like being so frustrated because I didn't understand like how they were supposed to help people and how they were supposed to really work. And I just felt like every single challenge group I ran was a disaster. Everybody would end up quitting by like week 2. Nobody would comment on anything. Nobody would post. Like it was just bad. Honestly, it was all around bad. And I just got really frustrated and just frustrated in general with running challenge groups. And so what I ended up doing, and you know, I guess I wish I didn't do this, but I'm also glad I did it because now I can teach you guys not to do this. But I just literally every customer I would sign up, I would throw them in a group with a bunch of other coaches. Like if our upline Lindsay was running a coach, I would say, hey, can I just add my people to your group? Or if Natania was running a group, I would say, hey, can I just add people to your group? And I would literally just throw people in these groups and dump them in there. And I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't know how to help them. And because I had gotten so frustrated with running challenge groups and them being disasters in the past. So that was a bad move because I missed out on the opportunity to really be the leader for the people that were expecting me to help them get results. Just because I wasn't willing to tweak things and figure things out, I just got frustrated and kind of threw them into groups. And so the first thing I want to start off with on this call is do not make that mistake that I made 3.5 years ago. Do not just throw people into groups. Those people are the people that sign up with you to do a challenge group. You know, they've got their package, they've got their Shakeology, their program or BOD. We didn't have BOD back then, obviously. But they're expecting you to lead them. They signed up because they trust you. They want you to guide them. They don't want me as your upline coach to be the one coaching them. They don't want, I don't know, Lindsay coaching them or Natania coaching them. They want you to coach them. That being said, if you're a brand new coach, we do encourage you to team up with your upline to run your first challenge group so that you can kind of get the hang of things. And we do encourage you guys to do like, you know, if you have a success partner, it's fun to run groups together, things like that. But don't ever just sign someone up and dump them into somebody else's challenge group because that's not helping them at all. If you literally only have one or two challengers sign up and you're sitting here thinking, well, I don't have enough people to run a challenge group. You do. If you have one person, you can still run a challenge group and you can still help them to the best of your abilities, even if you only have one person. So do not let that discourage you. Do not let the defeat of having a bad challenge group experience defeat you from moving forward and tweaking things and getting better and learning from it like I did. I've totally been there. So if you've been in that position, I feel you. It is frustrating, but it is so worth it to figure out how to run them effectively, because it really, really, really does help people. And we know that that's all pretty much. A lot of us became Beachbody coaches because we know people need support. We want to coach them. We want to help them. But it can get, defeating if you're not doing it effectively. So, sorry, my husband just walked in the room. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today: how to run challenge groups effectively, and we're going to go through the whole spiel. All right, so obviously, why challenge groups? And we all kind of know this, but guys, this is our business. If you don't want to run challenge groups, probably shouldn't be on this call right now, honestly. But if you do, if you want to be able to help people in the most effective way, if you want to give them support and help them get the best results, you need to be running challenge groups every single month. And this is absolutely the best way to get people results. And guys, that's our job. Our job is to get people results and run these groups. So just do it. We have to hold our customers accountable. Their results matter. They matter to our business, because if we're not producing results, if we're not getting people results, then why would anybody else want to work with us? That doesn't even make any sense. So if you focus on other people and getting them the results and holding them accountable, you're going to start creating advocates of you, not just Beachbody. You're going to find tons of people out there that are Beachbody advocates, and that's great, but they're going to be advocates of you. And you're going to start getting messages. And this is like the coolest thing ever, to get messages of people just saying, thank you so much. I could have just ordered this on Amazon, but I didn't. And I'm so glad I didn't, because you were there for me and you held me accountable in this group. And that's why I got results. And so you're going to start, as you run these challenge groups, you run them more effectively, you're going to start creating these advocates for you. And that's the really cool thing about it. That being said, you cannot help everyone either. So I would always get really, as a newer coach, I would get really discouraged if people would fall off the wagon, if they would stop posting, if they would stop checking in, if I would send them a message and they wouldn't, one of my challengers, I would send them a message and they wouldn't respond. And that would be really discouraging. I would feel like, oh, I'm not helping everybody. But you also have to think about the fact that you are helping somebody. And even if people aren't as engaged as you want them to be, you're still helping them simply by leading by example. And some people just aren't ready. They might think they're ready. They might purchase that challenge pack, but sometimes they're still just not ready. It might not just be the right time in their life for them to fully commit. And maybe they'll just dabble for a little while. But eventually they'll probably realize this is kind of getting me nowhere. And a lot of the times those people come back and they say, you know what, I wasn't ready to commit, 6 months ago, but I've been watching all your other challengers who are getting results, and I know I'm not doing it the right way. I need your help. I want to do this the right way. So that happens a lot. And then sometimes, you guys, just remember, not everyone is ready. So do not let, one or two people that fall off the bandwagon discourage you from helping all the other people that you're going to help. All right, so let's talk about what kinds of groups you can run. So you can do multi-program groups. You can do program-specific groups. For me, I typically always run multi-program groups. So one person could be doing 21-Day Fix. One person could be doing PiYo. One person could be doing Insanity. It really doesn't matter as long as everybody's doing some sort of Beachbody program. They're drinking Shakeology. The only time that I run program-specific groups is when we have a new product launch. So like for Shift Shop that is coming out next month, if I feel like I have a lot of interest in that, I'll run a program, like a shift shop group specific for that. I did that for the 21-day fix. I think I did that I've done it for a lot of the programs. I think I did it for Hammer and Chisel and Insanity Max 30. When all of those came out, I ran just for those programs, a group for those. The guys, just a disclaimer here too. You are your own business owner. So anything that I say here, you do not have to do exactly what I'm telling you to do. I'm simply telling you what has worked for me, what has maybe worked for some other coaches, but it's your business. You're a business owner. You can make the decisions of how you run your groups, how often you run them, how many people you have in them, how long they last. Like, you can make those decisions and figure out what works best for you, because everything that works for me may not work for everybody else. So you kind of have to be the person to make those decisions for yourself, and just play around with it. And it's taken me a long time to figure out what works for me, but that's just what I'm sharing. So then we also have free groups versus like a Beachbody challenge group. So these are two totally different things. Your free group is just a way for you to find new leads to bring into your business, if that makes sense. So when you offer, like, for example, I have this poster for a free 5-day water challenge. When you offer a free 5-day water challenge, or a free 5-day clean eating group, or literally it can be anything, this is just a way to bring in new contacts into your sales funnel. In a sense, you're meeting new people, you're offering value to them for free. You're helping them get some results, and that gets them more excited to move to the next level with you, which is your Beachbody challenge group. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Now, I only run short free groups typically. So 5 days, 7 days. I think the longest I've done is a 10-day free group. Why? Because I don't want to work for free for an entire month. That's just my thing. I hold a lot of value in what I do as a coach. I know that I can help people get results if they do this thing for 30 days with me. And so I don't want to work for free for an entire month for people. But that being said, I do want to help them in small doses. And it helps them get a feel. Like, some people come in and they're like, I'm just not sure what the challenge group is like. Do a free 5-day group, and that helps people understand what a challenge group is. And most of the time, they're going to love that accountability. They're going to love that support, the value that you're giving them, and they're going to want to move on with you to something more, which would be like a 30-day group. You can run like niche specific groups as well, or interest specific. So you could run like a 30-day like mama confident group or something like that, where it's all moms and you're all trying to get back in shape or something like that. You could run a yoga challenge if that's something you're interested in that you like. I did a pregnancy group, and that was just a free accountability group for other pregnant moms when I was pregnant a few months ago. You could do a personal development challenge. So it doesn't even necessarily, if you're like, you could tie your Beachbody challenge or a free challenge into like a personal development book, where you're all working on becoming more positive, or you're all working on like, I have a lot of girls in my challenge group. We're reading this Food Freedom Forever book. And several of us are reading it because we all struggle with nutrition. And so like, you can tie in personal development into your challenges as well. So that's just another idea and way to kind of spin like your marketing, or, because the people, whatever you're interested in, the people that you want to work with are probably interested in the same things as you are. So make your groups interesting, make them fun, like make it some type of group that you would want to join. So think about like, what kind of group would I want to join? Maybe it's a Bible study group. Maybe it's, I don't know. We'll have to think of some other ideas, but I feel like I've ran every kind of group. Maybe you're nursing your baby. So maybe it's nursing related or breastfeeding related, or maybe you travel a lot. So maybe it's like a, Fit Girls travel group or something like that for people who travel during the summer a lot. Those are just some spitball ideas for you guys, but you kind of just have to get creative and think about what kind of group would I be interested in joining, and turn that into a challenge group. All right, so 30 days. I personally only run 30-day groups now. I used to run longer ones. I used to do 60 days or 90 days, and I found that I couldn't get people to commit to that long of a group. That being said, a lot of my challengers will finish their 30 days and they will want to do another 30-day round with me. So I make sure that I'm doing groups. I do a group every single 30 days, and I invite all of the people from my previous group to move on to the next group with me. Now they know they're getting a lot of the same content, and they're okay with that. They just want the accountability and the support that they get in the actual challenge group. So that is just a tip. You can figure out what works for you. But that is what has worked best for me as far as keeping people engaged and excited, and keeping them really on track. Okay, so how do you find challengers? You're like, okay, I figured out what kind of group I want to run, but I don't know how to get any challengers into my group. Okay, so there's 3 main ways that I find my challengers. So one is from social media promotion. So I pick a date for my challenge group. It's typically 2 to 3 weeks away from, say today, or whenever you decide you want to do it. You need to promote for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Some people even want to promote for 4 weeks, and that's totally fine. But I would say 3 weeks is a good estimate of how long you should promote for a challenge group. And you have to promote consistently on social media. So you can't just post one time and expect everybody to see all your friends on Facebook or all your followers on Instagram to see that post. When you post, that's kind of like a Hail Mary. You're like, I hope everybody that I want to see this post sees it. So, and the other thing is, your promotion posts could do really well, or it could not do really well. And that's just hit or miss, you guys. That's the time of day that you're posting. That's, what people have going on. Not everybody is on Facebook all day long. And so a lot of people that you want to see your posts might not see it, which is why you have to be consistent in sharing and posting and promoting every single week. So for me, what I typically do is I have 2 to 3 promotion posts every week leading up to my challenge. And so these are just some examples here of promotion posts. So, so a lot of what I'll use lately is like testimonials. So you don't have to have before and afters from people, from your previous challengers, in order to share. A lot of people are like, oh, none of my challengers will submit their before and afters or let me use them. Mine won't either. They don't want me posting them on social media, like 9 times out of 10, because it's very personal, right? But they will give me a 2 to 3 sentence testimonial about their experience in my group. So what I do a lot of is sharing those testimonials, like, did they lose weight? Like, kind of giving them public recognition. And sometimes they may not even want you like tagging their name or anything like that. But they'll be more than willing to let you just use what they said to help promote your business if they had a good experience in your challenge group. So every challenge group, and I'll talk more about this, I ask for testimonials from my challengers, and then I use those testimonials to promote my next group. And then obviously results. Oops, that's not supposed to be there. Okay. Results are going to do amazing. So when you're sharing your own progress and your own results, or maybe you're sharing the progress and results of your challengers or coaches on our team, which you can totally do. There's tons of results photos that we have in our team page that you can share. Those I found do amazing, especially when I share my own progress and my own before and after photos. That is what gets people really inspired and makes them ask questions like, I'm interested in what you're talking about. I'm interested in what you're doing. Because like, if you see, this is Amy down here. Like I've shared her transformation before, and everybody's always like, wow, she looks amazing. Like, what is she doing? So sharing your before and afters is a huge, huge, huge way to promote. And then, of course, personally inviting. We all know that's one of our vital behaviors, is to invite. So this is just an example of an invitation that I used recently. So I said, Tina, I've been thinking about you, girl. I hope you and the family are doing well. I wanted to invite you to my upcoming Love Your Body boot camp that starts on June 26th. I just started my postpartum journey last month, and I've had some seriously awesome results. I'm down 10 inches. I'm looking for 5 more ladies that I can help hold accountable with me to get healthy and fit for the summer. We've got an incredible group of women, but you've been on my mind, and I thought you might be a great fit for our group. Would you be interested in joining us? So, customize your invitations to people. Make sure they are a good fit. Like this group, I specifically wanted to have a lot of moms, postpartum moms, because that's kind of where I am on my journey. And so I kind of specifically targeted other newer moms to join this group with me. And so customize it to whatever kind of person you want to reach, and reach out to those people. And then the other thing that I do to find challengers is I use events. So Facebook events, you guys have seen them, you know of them, I hope. If you don't, that's like a whole nother topic, I feel like. But in your event, you can invite people through Facebook through these event pages. So you set up an event page, you make a little cover photo for it, a little description of what your challenge group is going to be, and then you can go in and invite your friends. Now, I don't suggest that you mass invite your entire list of friends, but I do suggest that you invite somewhere like at least 50 people to that event. I typically, when I create an event, I'll invite like 50, usually around 50 people, 50 to 100 at the most. And in that event, that when you're inviting those people, it just gives you an idea of, okay, who's seen my event, because they'll get a notification that you invited them, and who is interested in this. And so for me, I do the event, I invite people that way, but then I also personally send them a personal message as well to let them know that I invited them. And to see if they're interested in it. That gets the absolute best results when you personally invite them as well. And then you can have a conversation with them. And then in the event, you can share, you can share before and afters. You can share testimonials, just like you would on your news feed. I share a lot of the same stuff in the event promotion. I'll literally take the post that I made for my news feed, and I will put it into that event, because all the people that RSVP to the event will get a notification, and I know that they're probably going to see that post, if that makes sense. Hopefully this is making sense to you guys. If you have questions, we'll do questions at the end, just so everybody knows. So write them down if you have them. Okay. So then you have all these people that are interested. How do you get them enrolled? Start the conversations, like I said, through personal message, through text, however you're inviting people. Ask them what their goals are first. Don't just jump to the chase. And this is more specific for you guys if you're new coaches. If you're more seasoned coaches, you guys already know this stuff, just so you know. But this is more directed towards this part of the call is directed more towards newer coaches who haven't really gone through this whole process. So make sure you're asking people first and foremost what their goals are. So typically what I'd say is, hey, I'm so glad you're interested in this group. I would love for you to join us. Do you have some goals that you're working on? And then they're going to tell you, yeah, like I really need to lose 15 pounds or whatever it is. They're going to go into some sort of detail about what it is that they want to achieve. And then, just have a conversation with them. Be confident in what you have to offer as a coach and share the value of that. So tell them, like, they're going to get a a fitness program that's designed to fit their needs. They're going to get a nutrition plan that's customizable, meal plans, recipes. They're going to get daily motivation and encouragement and accountability from you as their coach. They're going to get a 30-day supply of superfoods that's going to help them have more energy. It's going to help them be healthier. It's going to help them lose weight if that's their goal. And then collect more intel. Make sure you're asking your prospects questions. Ask them lots of questions, because your job is to give them a really great recommendation for whatever their goals are. And so you have to get to know them better. So ask them, what kinds of workouts do you like? What kinds of programs have you tried in the past? Do you like yoga? Do you like boot camp workouts? Do you like martial arts workouts? What do you struggle with the most in your nutrition? Is it portion control? Is it emotional eating? Like, get to know their needs and the things that they struggle with, because that's the best way to fit them with a program. And then give them some recommendations based off of what they share. And then last but not least, lay out the value and the costs. You guys, we have scripts for all of this, and I know I have them in my team page. I'm going to make sure that if they're not in the Rise Above Republic page yet, just because we're still kind of transitioning things over to that page, and I'm going to write this down to make sure that I put them in there. We have scripts to help you go through this whole process. So if you're like, shoot, I have these people interested, but I'm really not sure what to say, and you're a newer coach, you can use these scripts word for word if you want to. Obviously customize them a little bit depending on, who your audience is, who you're talking to, and your own voice. But literally, if you use these scripts word for word, they work. So I'm going to make sure that we put them in the Rise Above Republic page for you guys in case you don't have them. Okay, now we're going to go into how to actually run the group. So you got people enrolled, they're ready to go. How do you actually run the group? So first of all, you have to set expectations. If you don't set expectations for your group, people aren't going to know what to do. You're the leader, and you have to, that's your job. Your job is to tell them what to do, because they've never been in a challenge group before. They don't know how it works. And so all they're going to know is what you tell them. So I'm going to tell you guys what works for me. And I have a system, and I kind of run it like the health bet. If you guys have done the health bet before, this is an awesome system. It's what works for me. In all my challenge groups, it's how I get the most engagement out of people. And so how it works is I tell them, you have to, this is a challenge. It's a contest. And every single time I have some sort of prize at the end. And usually my prize will be like a Lululemon gift card or a Nike gift card, or you can literally do anything. You could do packets of Energize, or, incentives are fun. People like prizes. They like challenges. It kind of gets them to be more excited about it. Okay. And so this is just what works for me. So lately I've been doing Lululemon gift cards, because a lot of people love Lululemon. I love Lululemon. So I say, okay, here's how you win. One person is in this challenge is going to win a Lululemon gift card at the end. And this is how it works. You have to log in. So I use a point system, and they have to log in a minimum. I've done 4 workouts. I went back to 3. So they have to do a minimum of at least 3 workouts a week. This is what we do in the health bet, to get 1 point. And they have to drink a minimum of 5 Shakeologies a week to get 1 point, to get another point. And then they also get points for participation. So if they participate and comment in my daily coach post, they get another point. And so at the end of every week, I tally up their points, and it's really easy to do in the Challenge Tracker app. If you're using Facebook, so you can use Facebook as your challenge group, or you can use the Tracker app as your challenge group, or you could use both. I've heard a lot of coaches are using both. It kind of just is up to you. For me, I use the app mainly because it's really easy for me to track people's progress in there and track the points and things like that. And it works for me. But if you find that you don't like the app, feel free to use Facebook groups. It's really up to you. And everybody has told me different things. It's like 50-50 on people who like Facebook better and who like the app better. So it really is up to you how you want to do it. But at the end of every week, I tally up their points, and I create this Rockstar Challengers board. So you guys can see that right here, and it lets them know like how they're doing. So I just kind of use different categories. So how many points they got for their workout, their Shakeology, and then their participation points. And then I total them up, and that's their points for the week. And then I just keep adding to that, week 2, week 3, week 4. And then by the end, we have one person who has the most points, and that person is our, challenge winner. So it's not necessarily based on like how much they lost, because everybody's at, unless you want to do something like a Biggest Loser challenge. I've heard people do that kind of style before. But in my groups, not everybody has a lot of weight to lose. And so I think this is a fun way, because it gets them really engaged and wanting to participate, because they can get a lot of points on just participating on the posts, which is cool. And typically the person that has the most points, I've been doing this since January, the system. The person that has the most points in my group is always the person that has the best results. And so I tell them that at the beginning. I make a welcome video, and I tell them that every single time. The people that have the most points at the end of this challenge always have the best results. And that's what gets them excited. And that's what gets them wanting to do their workouts, do more workouts, because they get, additional points for doing, 6 workouts in a week versus 3 workouts in a week. And they get more points for participating on 7 posts that week than participating on 2 posts that week. So that gets them excited, and that gets them wanting to participate more. So that's just an idea, and that works for me. I also make them set goals. So I have a goal form that I just created on Google Forms, and I'll show it to you guys right here. It's like super simple. You can create this for free on Google Forms. And I'll post this for you guys in the team page as well. So you can create your own. Do not use mine, because it will just get sent to me, and that's kind of pointless for your challengers and for you. Create your own. But my last group is called Love Your Body Bootcamp. And so right here, I lay out the expectations for them of the group. And then they have to give me, I make sure that they logged in their photos and their measurements into the app. They give me their goals, their long-term goals, their first week goals, and then their 30-day goals. And then they have to tell me which program they're committed to, which flavor of Shakeology they're drinking, and, just anything else. And they have to check, I'm in, to make sure that they are committed. So that's just what I've been doing recently. And that's just a good way for me to help them track their progress too. And it helps them stay more committed as well. So you have to be the person to set the expectations. Otherwise they won't know what to do. So these are just some of the expectations too. They must post and check in daily. I guess I have all the expectations on this thing, which I'm just going to post it. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I'm going to post this in the team page so you guys can see exactly what I expect them to do. And you can kind of create your own and figure that out. Okay. This is the most important thing. This bullet point right here is lead by example. Your job is to not only hold your challengers accountable, but it's to literally be the best challenger in your group. So I keep track of my own points. This one I didn't. I think this is one of the first groups that I did like this. But I think after this group, I was like, you know what? I need to be putting myself up here so they can see I'm doing everything alongside of them. And so what I've been doing is I add my own name to this, and I track my own points too. Not only does this help hold me extra accountable, which is awesome because I need it, But I try to be the best challenger in my group. And I have never won my own challenge. I'm going to say but I think it's fun for people because they see my name up there and they're like, I want to beat Jackie. Like, I want to beat my coach. There's always like a few competitive people that want to beat me. And so it's kind of fun, but I'm typically always in the top 3 of my group because I'm like, I have to lead. The biggest thing you can do as a coach is lead by example. And so you've got to be the best challenger in your group. Okay, so as far as posting in the group, what should you post? Just add value, you guys. You don't have to overthink it. We have templates, and I'm actually going to add a new template that I've created because I'm always kind of tweaking my challenge groups a little bit here and there. So I'm going to add a new template that I've created, but we have templates in the file section of our team page. There's Beachbody challenge templates for you in your back office that are great and that definitely work. But I certainly encourage you to customize them because you want it to be your voice. You want to be unique. You don't want to be, exactly like every single other coach out there. You want to give them something unique. And so just create value. Like, go find recipes that you like, figure out what things are helping you in your daily life and turn that into a post. Give them resources. So give them meal plans, give them recipes, give them tips on what's working for you. I just got a really good kind of like a prep week series for my challenge groups that I've been using, and it's been awesome. And I need to post those for you guys as well. But basically it gives them tips on like grocery shopping. It gives them tips on meal planning and prepping. And a lot of it is like giving them links back to BOD to like Fixate, kind of just giving them all the resources that they need to really be successful. So don't feel like you personally need to know everything there is to know about meal prepping to help people. You don't. Like, I'm still learning how to get good at meal prep. But I use Fixate and I'll go watch those videos. And so I'll put those videos in my posts during prep week for my challenge group. And that really helps them just as much as it helps me. So I'm going to make sure I post those for you guys as well. Giveaways and contests, I talked about that. You could even do like mini pop-up challenges, like in the middle of your challenge, and be like, all right, everybody at 1:00 today, do a wall sit, and whoever holds the wall sit the longest is going to get a free sample of Energize or something like that. Like, you can do like fun little contests and giveaways in the middle just to kind of get people excited, keep them engaged. People like that stuff. Recognition. So like I said, I do the Rockstar Challengers board every single week. Another thing you can do is like recognize just recognize one, like pick one challenger who's doing really great that week and recognize them alone as well. Kind of like, this kind of reminds me of like our Success Club boards. And like, isn't it so like encouraging when you see your name up on that Success Club board? You're like, oh yes, I'm doing something, I'm helping people. And like, it's the same for our challengers. They see their name up here and it keeps them motivated. It keeps them wanting to get better. And then they can see, okay, I'm not even on the workouts board this week. That kind of sucks. I need to do better at my workouts this week. It helps the ones that are struggling kind of get back up there as well. Create a sense of community and make it fun. So just have fun with it, you guys. Like, think about what would be fun for you if you were brand new to fitness and you were just getting back on your health and fitness goals, because most of your challengers, they've just started. This is their first 30 days starting something brand new. So get them excited. Do like those fun little mini challenges, do little giveaways, things like that. Just make it an inspiring place where they can just go and feel a sense of community. And then, of course, make sure you're involved. Like I said in the beginning, do not throw people into groups and not support them. You're better off just not running a group. If you're not going to be there to support people and you're not going to be there to be involved, then don't run a group. honestly. Like you can sell somebody a challenge pack, and that's totally fine if you want to do that. But if you really want to help them get results, run the group, set the expectations and be involved in that group. So comment on their posts, like their posts, add value to them, encourage them, let them know that you're paying attention to what they're doing, because that's probably what they need, is just someone to be there and know that they actually care. Because I don't know about you guys, like my family doesn't really care if I work out, but if my challengers care and my coach cares, like that's something, you know what I mean? And that's going to hold them more accountable than anything else. All right, so after the challenge, what do? Challenge is over. Make sure you're asking for their results. Require that they submit their after photo. They don't have to submit it publicly, but they can submit it into the app, or they can email it to you, things like that. Let them know that you're not going to use it without their permission, obviously, but that you just want to make sure that you're holding them accountable. And then you can even create like side-by-sides for them of before and afters, just so they can start seeing their progress. Ask for feedback. So this is another thing that I do, is I have at the end of my challenge, I send out an email to all my challengers and I ask them to give me feedback on the group, what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it. I'll post that for you guys as well, so you guys can see what it is. And then I ask them if they'd be willing to give me a testimonial as well, like just a couple sentences. And that's what I use to promote for my next group, like I mentioned before. If you think they'd be a great coach, the next step, they've gone through a challenge group, invite them to join your next sneak peek group, invite them to learn more about coaching. If they went through your group and they were one of those, top 10 Rockstar Challengers or top 5 Rockstar Challengers, more than likely they're getting really great results and they're seeing the value of the group. And so they're probably going to make a great coach. So invite them to join the next group or invite them to become a coach. And then always encourage them to submit their results to the Beachbody Challenge. And those of you that are going to Summit, are going to be mind blown, because this is the coolest part of what Beachbody is, and it's the Beachbody Challenge. So you go to beachbodychallenge.com, they submit their story and their before and after photos. They get a free t-shirt, if nothing else. But the ones that have really amazing transformations throughout this process, can get entered into this Beachbody Challenge, which is really cool. They can win a lot of money. Like the final winners that they present at Summit get $100,000, which is crazy. So they have the opportunity to win money. There's also quarterly winners and things like that win $20,000. But seriously, you guys, I'm so excited for those of you that are going to Summit, because this is honestly the best part when they present the Beachbody Challenge winners, because we get to hear everybody's story. That's a finalist. And then it's literally I'm crying every single time when they do this. It's usually at the very end of Summit. And I'm just in tears, because it just makes you realize how much impact we have on other people's lives through running these challenge groups. Because you hear all these stories of these people who've totally changed their lives, and then they're up on stage and they win money for their transformation, and then usually their coach is up there, and you're just wow, that's just it's so life-changing, and we have the ability to impact people's lives that way, so we need to take advantage of it and not take it lightly. And so, gosh, just thinking of it makes me tear up, because it's really cool. I'm so excited for Summit this year, because that's the best part. All right, so I am going to stop sharing, and I'm going to see if there's any questions. Does anybody have questions? You can type them in the chat. Kelly has a question. Do you want me to unmute you? Let me unmute you so you can just say it. Okay. They're muted.
Okay, wait, now I can't see, and it's awkward not being able to see. Okay. First off, thank you. That was all so helpful, and you have re-inspired me to try a couple of different things. And I may have missed this part, but do you open up a new group in the Challenge Tracker app every single month, or do you have one ongoing like VIP group?
Okay, so this is what I do. I have a Facebook group that is ongoing, and
Okay.
I'll run like free challenges in there, usually every month or every couple of months. And all my customers get added into that group. But for the app, I create a new one every single 30 days. And that is just for my like new people that just bought a challenge pack, or people from the previous group who want to move forward. But they have to be on Shakeology to be in that group, and they have to be, using the fitness programs to be in the app. But they can be in my lifetime, like my lifetime accountability, like VIP group or whatever that makes sense, on Facebook.
So do you have people, and you don't have like a specific challenge graduate group? You just have your new group each month.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you do? You know how some people jump into the challenge late? Like my challenge group started last Monday with prep, and then they started workouts this Monday. And I had somebody just join yesterday.
Yeah.
So what would you do with somebody like that?
So I asked them, because some people are like, I need the accountability now. And like, I really want to get started. Like I had a girl last month who was like, I told her like my next group doesn't start for like 3.5 more weeks is basically what I told her. And she was like, I really need the accountability. And I was like, okay, no big deal. I'm going to add you. I just added her to my current group, even though we were like a week or two in. And I said, you know what, you missed some of the content. But what I did now is I actually put all of the posts that I use for like my prep week into my Facebook group.
I saw that.
Yeah. So I just started doing that because I got that tip from Lindsay Gray, and that's what she does. And I was like, that's genius. Why have I not done that before? And so then now if somebody jumps in like a week late and they still really want to join that group, I can say, okay, go check out these all the prep week posts first. You can get that info. And then, you still have your accountability going where you're checking into the app every single day.
And with that being said, so I know all your your prep week posts are in the free community. Mm-hmm. Do you still do prep week posts in your paid group each month in addition to that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
Okay. And then do you basically, I know you said you've tweaked your script a little bit, but do you pretty much use the same content each month?
Yeah, for the most part, I use the same content, but like I said, like now that I'm getting like all this feedback from people, like I had somebody last month who was like, the posts are like really long, and sometimes like I just don't have time to read all of them. And so I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to tweak things and like make, condense a little bit here and there, and like, still making sure that I'm giving them the value that they need. But like, just when I get little different like tidbits of feedback, I'm trying to kind of move things around, from month to month. The thing that I really like about the app is that you can actually, like, it has all of your posts in there from all your previous groups. So if you're like, dang, I really like that one post, like from the group I did 2 months ago, I can go into the archives and I can just reschedule it for my new group, if that makes sense.
Yes, totally.
And that just makes everything so easy, I think.
Have you started using the live feature yet?
Is there a live feature?
Yeah,
I know there's a video feature, but I didn't think, is it live?
I might be wrong on the live. It might just be the video part.
Yeah. I've started doing some of the videos. Like I've uploaded, like you can record a video on your phone and then upload it to the app now. I don't think they have live though. I hope
Okay,
that they
I could
come
be
out
wrong.
with live. That would be awesome. And I know that's a reason why a lot of people have been running their groups in Facebook groups lately, because they really like Facebook Live, which I do too. But I don't know. For me, the app has been working. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but for me, I have tons of engagement in the app, and I also have a lot of people from Instagram that join my groups, and a lot of them aren't active on Facebook. So they I've specifically had people say, I don't really like Facebook groups. Is this group on Facebook? And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, it's reassuring to them that it's not on Facebook. So it kind of just depends on like your market and who you're talking to. Some people really just prefer Facebook, and so they do the Facebook groups, and then you can do the live video. But yeah, I've just started this group that I have going now. I've just started doing some of the videos, and it's been kind of fun. And actually, a lot of my challengers have been uploading videos too for accountability. Like, they'll film themselves working out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this person isn't going to be an amazing coach because they're already filming workout videos.
And do you allow, I know you said you allow your returning or graduate challengers to go on to the next group as long as they are active on Shakeology.
Mm-hmm.
Do you allow them to be eligible for the prize?
Yeah, I still keep track. If they've won before, actually, I was always kind of nervous. I'm like, oh crap, that girl won last month. Like, she's doing really good again. Is she going to win this month? But I've never had anybody like get the same, like one winner win the next month. So I haven't had to deal with that yet.
Yeah. Okay. First time for everything. Okay.
Yeah.
One last question and
Yeah.
I'll let you go. Do you require your people to send you their measurements and pictures beforehand via email, or do you have them upload it in the app? How do you?
They have to upload it in the app by the start date. So they have like all of prep, like the whole prep week to get their ish figured out, and like they need to have it to me by like Monday of the start date, or like at least logged into the app.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, Melissa said she uses it to reschedule all her posts. So it's faster, but her people don't really like it. So Melissa, are you just using Facebook now?
Yeah, unfortunately. I've done the only times I ever get engagement are when it's like the health bet. Otherwise, it's like 2 people out of 15 participate. But on my Facebook, they're all interacting. So
okay, yeah.
I love the challenge tracker app because I can see they did their workout. I can see, and I'm the type that I like to see all the check marks.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody checks in.
Yeah. So another thing that I recently heard that people are doing, which I think is a good medium between both, if you aren't loving, if the app isn't working that great for you, is that they're putting all their content through the Facebook group, and then they're having people do logins, literally log in your shake, log in your workout on the app. There's no post going through the app. They don't have to post anything in the app. They just have to do literally just the logins. So
I like that idea because then I can at least see that they did that. But
yeah. And some people are like, well, that sounds like a lot. They have to check into the Facebook group and then the app. But I think, who is it that told me I can't remember, some coach, in our 5-star group, they were talking about it. And she was like, you know what? They don't know the difference because most of the people are coming in for the first time. And literally, I was saying, you set the expectations. They're going to do what you tell them to do. And so it's really not that big of a deal for them to be on Facebook, go check into the daily post on Facebook, and then literally just click, yes, I did my shake, yes, I did my workout, into the app. So that's another idea to do as well, if you kind of want the best of both worlds, I guess. Yeah, the check marks are everything. I love that. It makes it so easy for us as coaches to see everything that they're doing, which is nice. Because I like Facebook too. Like I love the engagement on Facebook, but I was getting so frustrated because I was like, I cannot, like, I just don't have the patience to sit here and check everyone's stuff. Whereas on the app, it was like easy. It made it easier for me. So it really just depends on you and what works for your market, I think. Any other questions before we hop off? Going once, going twice. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hopping on, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.